Welcome back to this TENNPOD. We didn't even practice that.
In today's TENNPOD, we're going to react our first impressions for you on the new VCore 100 we've been testing.
You're getting a triple dose of initial reactions. No full review yet still, but our third take of our initial reactions.
We're going to talk about Carlos's big divorce.
He's moved on.
He's moved on.
He's a new man.
What else did you put on here?
I put on some fan questions because we actually got enough views / comments to
I love questions.
Require us to answer some of them.
All right, so hit us with the goods. I'll get it for you to hold.
Okay, thank you.
While you continue
on. So I've only used the VCore once. It had it's got new strings in it now. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I put M8 in it because it was too long.
I am excited to try it with the M8 because what string was in it before?
Otoro Tour and Otoro Tour Snap in the cross.
It should have been called Otoro Boinga Boinga because that shit launched everywhere.
Still boinga.
Is it?
It's still really boinga.
It is insane how much power you get from how little effort you put in. And it's especially crazy because I've been using the Speed MP lately, which is a racket that almost gives you 80% of whatever you ask out of it. So it's a real control, build up at your own pace kind of frame, which I'm liking as someone who's not as good, not as confident in my strokes all the time. I can trust it that it's going to give me a really consistent thing. This is like if you give 80%, you get 130% return. It is an absolute laser beam, but once you dial it in, I mean, when I was playing against you, I don't think I've ever felt a harder shot from you.
No, I weighted it up since we played.
Okay.
But I haven't tried it yet. But in between me weighing it up, because we're going to try this after this pod, I played a set against Mitch.
Okay.
And so what this racket plays like against you and Luca is a whole different story compared to what it plays like against Mitch.
Well, because Mitch hits it really hard.
Mitch hits the covers off the ball, and it's still like decently stable. Like the racket is not flying out of my hand compared to like what a VCore would have been 5-10 years ago. Way more stable. Like the 2018 one was a steaming pile. This thing, with that level of ball power, because he also was using my string, you can really start to feel it flex, and it feels almost like a toy compared to my Rafa, which is a little disconcerting.
And you're going to get to play Allie tonight, so that's going to be
her ball speed's down on Midge.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, for sure.
Well, that's interesting then. But still, I just think this is such a high quality feeling racket.
Yeah, the feel's so sweet.
You know, a lot of rackets these days, you feel them, it starts to feel like cost cutting is becoming a real play when it comes to building these rackets, and they feel toy, they feel chintzy. And then you get to the secondary market manufacturers who aren't as popular. I won't name who they are.
You can name.
Diadem. They don't feel as high quality. Now, they don't play bad. I'm not saying they play bad, but looks-wise, this is like a luxury product.
Like, are you, in your mind, is Diadem ahead of Sabalenka or behind in terms of like how much you respect them as a racket manufacturer?
To me, like, Sabalenka has a foothold. Like, they made the legendary Hyper G string, and it's been in the market forever. Everybody knows them. They've come in and they've made the racket. Sure, it's not like a first premier all-class thing, but they were still an established company. So for me, that still has more brand recognition than Diadem. But
yeah,
neither of them...
I think that's pretty fair. Comment if you disagree.
Neither of them are in the upper echelon as far as brand recognition, in my opinion. And that's just like what I feel. I just think it's the general societal consciousness.
Like where? Okay, now that you bring this up, how do you perceive the brands? Like, give us a ranking.
As far as like including normie perceptions.
No, your perception.
My perception.
Like how much respect in terms of like they make a good quality product.
Okay, I'd go Yonex, Babolat, like I want to put Wilson third, but I'm not going to. I go Yonex, Babolat, Head.
Technofibre?
Oh. Yeah. Technofiber, Wilson, Sabalenka, Diadem.
What about Dunny?
Oh shit, Dunlop. Fuck, this is a hard game.
There's
I need
a
to
lot
see
of
there's a lot of manufacturers. Dunlop to me is making really quality frames. I think they
agree.
feel nice.
I agree.
I think Dunlop is an established brand too. I'm going to put Dunlop ahead of Wilson. And I can't remember where all the list is at now. And this is quickly devolved. And I also forgot Bolt, which is the obviously number one.
Yeah.
Number one racket company of all time. It's got suspension in the frame.
No one else does it.
No one else is doing that, Beckett.
It takes ports to shame. Really.
That is true. Oh, Prince. Fuck, I forgot Prince.
Well, I thought Prince was still a little bit lower for you.
If I see a man or woman with a Prince, I respect them deeply. And
so, speaking of Prince, you know how it's the holy racket, the ripcord, is the shank machine. Did I tell you why it does that?
It's because the hole's too big, so it moves.
I'm going to tell, because I spoken to some people associated with the development, and here's what it is. So some of the O-port rackets with Prince, specifically in our case, this was an issue on the Ripstick 98, but I've also heard it being an issue on the Phantom 100 X03, which was the green camo racket we have.
Got it.
The grommets don't seat into, like, they don't seat into the holes properly. So it's like a little bit dislodged. So with the Ripstick, when you hit it in the upper third, this is not everyone's case, but it is in some cases.
And ours. The
grommet is dislodged and it vibrates and it sounds like you've just made the world's worst ball contact, and it's not going to go over the net, but it can be a perfectly clean shot.
And I'm going to be honest, it is insanely effective. Like, to the point where they should have announced that as like an engineering feature. Because when you hear a shake, naturally you flinch and you get ready for some sort of weird thing. It might just not go in, probably, or if it does, it's going to be in somewhere you're not expecting. So you flinch, and then the ball just rockets past you like it's a normal shot. It's absolutely infuriating in a way that I've never experienced on court. I've been emotionally very stable on court these days, and
not bad.
I was
only a couple racket tosses.
Sincerely infuriated playing you when you used that.
But that was validated, in my opinion. All right. Moving on, we're talking the biggest tennis drama since
Sinner pop for doping.
We all knew that was happening. This took us by surprise.
Oh, okay.
Do you agree?
I don't think about them that much, but
okay,
yes.
So we should tell you because you're not looking at the picture, but Carlos and Juan...
They will be looking at the picture.
They will?
They will be.
JCF.
Magic of editing.
One of the, I think, got to be one of the best coaches on tour at this point.
Hasn't he won 2 Coach of the Year awards with Alcaraz
I think so.
already?
He's been sacked.
He coached Alexander Zverev for an entire year. That's worthy of something.
Was it? Yeah. Didn't do anything. Anyway, so what's your opinion? Do you think Carlos is going to be affected by this?
I think Carlos is he's almost a finished article at this point in what his development cycle is
his game
doing.
Is
where does he
surely complete?
Where does he need to change or add something? I don't feel like he has a ton of holes. I feel like having someone who sees the game and can give him advice on strategy might benefit him. But, this was his childhood coach. This was who built him up from nothing, but he built him into a complete player. I think he is not going to be better, certainly without JCF, but I don't think this is going to be necessarily the start of some downhill progression, unless the rumors that Carlos is just a wild man and JCF was like the guy who was holding him together, holding his training together, making him take this seriously. You know, if that's true, then maybe we'll see him turn into kind of like Kyrgios 2.0 on the party scene. But I don't feel like that's going to be the case.
So apparently he's been like really scaling back his involvement in terms of like not going to every tournament, so Carlos can like find his own game, make relationships with other people on his team, and still play well. But you can tell they have a really special relationship, and you can tell that when Carlos is in doubt and JCF is in the box, JCF is who Carlos needs to be there. And to me, especially for a team who's relied on on-court coaching so much, it'll be interesting to see how that hole is filled.
But we don't really know what happened. The cause for them breaking up hasn't been confirmed.
I got some leaks.
You've got some leaks.
Yeah, okay. I got some leaks. So Deliciano Lopez apparently says he doesn't think that Carlos is quite in the leadership position making those management choices for his team. Apparently, Carlos wanted to do a lot of training in the States. I don't know why. I certainly wouldn't, given how gross the food is. And JCF wants him in his academy in Spain because I think JCF has had some questionable health issues, wants to be close to home when he can be.
Yeah.
But apparently over the last year or so, there have also been some scheduling conflicts, and JCF wants Carlos to be professional and go after the records and like skip tournaments that he doesn't need to play. Don't waste all this time having fun playing all these exhibitions. Like he's been playing exhibitions all off season. Meanwhile, Sinner is nowhere to be seen after he got his 6 slams bag. He's just, who knows what he's going to be like come AO.
Yeah, but isn't that just the difference in their personalities on and off court as well? Like Sinner is the cold, sociopathic Iceman, and Alcaraz is the guy who has fun. He's the creative, loose, flexible guy. He's not someone who can be tied down perfectly and just made to operate like a robot. And that's clear in his game as well, and you wouldn't want him to be that way. I think,
but he could be victim of overplaying and throw away a full season or two.
Is he overplaying? Playing? Did you even watch these fucking?
Well, they were terrible.
They were terrible. They didn't.
But
try.
It's not just the off season.
Fun.
It's playing these little tournaments. It's going down to South America.
This is as much just having fun for him as
he does not need to be going down to South America, racking up 250, 500 on the crappiest clay on tour.
But he's just doing it because he probably wants to go down to South America and party and meet some ladies. You know, show off his bourgeois.
Well, he said
Spanish.
He didn't even like going to Ibiza last year.
Because he was doing a documentary on how, and they just told his coaches, we need to make this seem like it's the worst job in the world. And every single interview was them saying, well, Alcaraz is really hard to tame and we want him to try harder. And then it's them holding another title. And then it's, well, he doesn't train hard enough. And then it's him holding another title. And we think he's going to do really bad in this tournament.
Okay, so you think...
And then he's holding another title.
You think he's going to be relatively unaffected then?
I think he's going to come out this thing with piss and vinegar. I don't think him winning or losing, no matter how he does, is going to have any tangible relationship to this.
You don't think
except for if you see
him? If he
I don't
struggles?
think he's really fired him. I bet you that he'll come in as some sort of special coach every now and again. But I think more than anything, you know, they need some time apart. It's been long enough. JCF had him as his pupil when he was a kid, and I think reading and thinking about what he was going through, he's probably having a hard time adapting to Alcaraz becoming his own man. And he's Alcaraz.
Oh, so you think JCF is just
I think
being too controlling?
They have different visions for how he's spending his time outside of tournaments. Because if this was just about tennis, they would never break up, right? This is obviously not about results. This is not about how Alcaraz is actually doing in tournaments. This is about his behavior and what he likes to do and what his plans are outside of the actual tournament schedule. So I think they just need to maybe take some time apart, or maybe they've just...
okay, so you just don't think it's that big of a deal?
I don't think it's going to be that big.
We're moving on to...
This is a big deal for me. This is an interesting one. Mm-hmm. This is a high heat
I don't know anything about this, so you got to fill me in.
The ATP has instituted a rule that if the temperature is over 30 degrees, a player can request a 10-minute break to cool down.
Just any time or when?
The way I read it, it has to be after the first set. So you can't just do it in the middle of the first set, but you can do it at any point in the second or third. I believe you only get one per match. This is going to change almost nothing, but it is interesting that they're starting to come to the table with some of these player complaints about how they're doing things. Now, are they going to continue with doing that when it comes to the schedule, with other things? I mean, this is not going to help them. 10 minutes is not enough to cool down properly from...
Like they have to cool down on court?
I think they get to go off court.
They got to go have a cold shower.
Get out of the sun. But you're going to come back on. If you've got any kind of heat stroke, you know it's just it doesn't go away after a little shower for 10 minutes. It's coming right back as soon as you're starting. So it's not going to make a huge difference now, but it is them admitting that things are not working the way they currently are, and there is some player safety that needs to be addressed. So I don't know. I think maybe there could be more to come. That's my read on this situation. More than that, this itself is a big deal as a rule.
Well, I think this is funny because this goes directly against a lot of the changes they've been trying to make in terms of
speed of play,
TV friendly, all that kind of stuff. I think 30 degrees is pretty conservative.
It's not
that hot.
I mean, for me, I would die.
For us,
but
it's
for
horrible.
a super athlete, it's generally not that bad. When they start complaining, it's because it's like 35 plus.
Anyone who's from anywhere that is not in ice tundra like here is thinking that is a warm breakfast.
Absolutely. But, again, how often do they actually change rules because of player movement?
Almost never.
This is a big deal for me.
Will this rule be used as intended or completely abused?
And then taken away again.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's going to, but that's how tennis should work. You should be able to use all of the rules at your disposal. Drives me nuts when people get upset about that. They're playing for millions of dollars. Absolutely. Abuse this rule until it's
all
gone.
The Spanish players will have real bad heat issues.
Oh, Medvedev is going to have horrific heat issues as soon as he goes down. He does. And he's one of the reasons why this sticks out for me, because he was the guy who said a player is going to die out here if this continues to happen. And
he's never exaggerated in his life.
But seriously, it is insanely tough conditions when it's that hot for them. They're playing, especially guys like Medvedev, super long physical matches.
And on-court conditions are often 10°C hotter than the ambient temps, because there's no vegetation to absorb any of the heat. It just radiates.
It radiates back, yeah. Okay, one other thing before we get to questions, and I forgot to add to the slideshow. Carew played this. Did you watch the video?
I watched
Carew played a new league, and I'm going to have to put it up on the screen because I've forgotten the name of it, but it has a terrible name. But it seemed really fun to me. It was a whole different take on how you play tennis. It was one serve only. It was basically a time trial. So there was a set amount of time, and it just ticks down, and whoever is winning at that point, I believe, wins the match, which I think makes a lot of sense as far as scheduling goes. Most sports itself are based on time.
The UTS experimented with that. It was fun until you had a Frenchman compete, and then they would give up.
That's who cares.
It's just putting it out
Just
there.
Don't invite the French.
So you're a fan of this format.
So you look at it, it's hard to tell what the actual quality of tennis for this was. You know, Carew might have been the best player there. And listen, Carew's a very good player, obviously. But it wasn't
not compared to us. But
well, we're number 1 and 2 in a sanctioned league.
Yeah.
Did we create that league and not invite anyone else to play so we could claim that? Maybe.
Well, that's not true.
That's neither
We
here
put out
nor
an
there.
open call and only accepted 3.0s.
That's just smart GMing on our part.
Yeah.
But like the tennis was still great quality as far as the level, but it wasn't like top 100 everybody's killers. But I could still see the potential, and more importantly, I could see how much the players themselves cared.
That's
they all
huge. That's
were
huge.
having fun. They're invested, and the people who won, including Carew, who won it himself at the last second, you could see they were physically excited, and it got me excited because that's what makes an event interesting. It's not the actual rule set. It's not this and that. Those are all additives. It's does the player or players want to win? Because that's why you want to watch. You want to watch that storyline, the heartbreak and the hero. And it had that for me. And so to me, those rules made a lot of sense. And maybe it's a gimmick, but if you could find a way to continue growing that and getting people paid, if you could get, listen, they always say if you're not in the top 100, you're not making money. But the top 100 to 500 are still 1% or less worse than the top 100.
You would think that they could turn that format into local events.
Totally.
That would be pretty good crowd engagement.
I think that'd be super fun. It seemed like a really fun event. I'd like to shout them out, but I can't because I've forgotten their name, so we'll do it over Beckett's face.
Thank you.
And now it's time for fan questions. Thank you for asking
These questions are sponsored by...
Tell me who it's sponsored by. The Samsung G2Q2U?
No, they don't. Do they really deserve a shout out?
No.
These
Sponsored by...
Today's questions are sponsored by the Mercedes C63 AMG.
That's right. We could talk about that.
Yep.
I got a new car.
Car.
The Corvette is gone, and I've traded it for a 2011 C63. 4 doors, pearl white.
Automatic.
Automatic.
It is a nice automatic.
I already miss a manual.
Did you drive it here?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Allie wants to drive it to the courts, I think.
Is she at home?
Allie refused. Yes. Allie refused to drive the Corvette. She sort of knows how to drive manual, but not really. And she was scared of it. Then we got a dog, so we never drove it.
I definitely
together.
Didn't tell Allie that if she floors it and turns the C63, she'll fly off the second Narrows
so
Bridge.
now Allie doesn't even want to drive the Mercedes, which is like a total pussycat of a car. It's just a regular car. It's got an automatic. It's whatever. You'd have to really lay into the throttle to get big power, but
she lays into the throttle.
It sounds great, man. It sounds great.
It does.
She lays into the Honda has 2 horsepower. Anyways, let's get to the fan questions. The first one comes from John Smith-ZF1FD.
Crazy name.
Good to see the ripstick and ripcord in the house. Looking forward to the comparison video. Are we going to do a comparison video, or should we just give them our thoughts right now, Becca?
We'll give them our thoughts. So my plan was to do comparison video. Tennis Warehouse was very excited that someone other than them was going to talk about Prince. And the rackets are good, but I hate playing with the Ripcord XS so much. I'll post the practice set at some point for the members, but I just oh man, I played so bad. It's just really does not suit my swing, which is crazy because the hitting feel is great on that frame, like the blue one. And then the playability on the Rip Stick 98 with the holes is actually, I think, really good. You get worried that the control with the 16 by 18 patterns with which both rackets have is going to be terrible, but the string spacing on them is really tight. So you have a pretty predictable response. You can feel the O ports like giving you, forcing extra forgiveness. I found like I would hit a ball that felt like terrible, but it would just cough itself over the net, which irritated you plenty of times.
Deeply.
And so I actually filmed a whole video. I've already filmed the whole video, but it was so nonsensical because I was thinking about this concept of personality versus performance, because we think of Prince as maybe not performing that high but having a lot of personality, versus like an E-Zone or an Aero 98 having like no personality but a lot of performance. And then talking about 4 rackets all in one and comparing, contrasting, I think just made absolutely no sense. So I'm probably going to have to redo it. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on those two?
Yeah, okay, so the ripcord is the one with the snap, the shank factor, right?
The ripcord is the blue one, and the rip stick is the red one with the holes that shanks.
Okay. I actually like both frames as far as it goes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so the ripcord is the blue one.
Cord is blue, stick is red.
Okay, so first of all, the names.
And then also, like, it's called Rip Cord XS.
Yeah, it's just
not 98, and they've never used XS before. And then P, they use P and X randomly in their other models, and there's no rhyme or reason. I find that frustrating.
It's okay, so 2 things. One, the ripcord. I liked the last year's version. Maybe a little bit better.
You liked the Hundy. It's the Hundy versus the 98.
But the Hundy makes your arm fall off.
Yeah, big vibes.
This one feels great. It's stable. The vibrations are way down. The controls way better.
Yeah.
It is a little bit launchy, and I find that the spin that you got out of the 100 is definitely...
It's massive.
Yeah, it's crazy. But in this one, maybe not as much. The 98, rather. I still thought it was a perfectly serviceable frame. I've only used it the one time. I'd probably want to use it a couple more times before I came.
It'd be quite nice for one-handed backhand. Mitch liked the blue one a lot, but as he played with it more, he ended up having the same issues I had, where like it's an all or nothing frame. Like you can spank a laser or you can push, but it's really hard to find like a seriously heavy, high margin neutral rally ball.
The ripstick, I thought was a really nice frame, actually.
Yeah, the holes are good.
I thought it was actually... I have no complaints other than that I hate playing against it.
Yeah.
It's insane to hear that shank factor. But anyways, thanks for your question, John Smith. Next one by Anthony Y-E2B. What's the best racket for doubles? And is there really a best racket for doubles? This drives me nuts. It's like, is there a doubles racket or a singles racket?
If you got to ask the question, the answer is Pure Drive, right?
Because it's so stable.
Yeah,
and it's a good volley.
It's light. It's easy to use. It volleys great. The feel's fine. You can serve big.
Yeah.
You can hit touch shots if you need to. Like, the feel's totally good.
The question is, what's the best racket if you never want to hit a ground stroke in your life? That's what this is really.
But then I go to Central Park and I play the drop in doubles, and I'm suddenly the best volleyer on court is using an Astral 115, like a grandma racket.
And that's probably the best doubles racket, right? You want just something moon-sized with insane power.
And then there's different kinds of doubles players. Like, you play an old man crafty who's just trying to make you break your ankles.
Yeah.
Or you play one of these young Asian kids at Burnaby Heights and they slam the ball down your throat.
Yeah, that's tough. When I play the Viet Mafia, man, and they just troll me incessantly.
And you know what he uses?
And they can't move. And I've hit it. And it's just like, they're way over here. And somehow it just comes back, but it's a solid shot.
They all use blue 100s.
Drives me
Pure
insane.
Drive 100, E-Zone 100. That's what all those old guys use.
And then they make fun of you. And it hurts my feelings. Next question, JW_16.
Good name.
This is a long one, but let's buckle in. The thing with the new Wilson racket is, at least from my eyes, very early opinion, and what I've seen with Wilson-endorsed players testing like Stefanos, Kachanov, Korda, Sonego, Landelise, and if there's any others, maybe Mensik. I don't know how good of an Aero 98 competitor it will be. I'm seeing it as more of a blade killer.
Astute.
We're going to be seeing less and less blades on tour and TV, and this new racket taking over, in my opinion. That is granted it sticks with these players. Looks like it'll be fun to test, but it'll definitely see more people going from blade to this rather than 98 users or other VCore 98 users moving to this racket. Doesn't help the blade's marketability when a lot of blades on tour are Steams. Could see players on the WTA tour endorsing the Ultra rather than the blade, and the 98.9 Pro being a Steam re-release, but that's a whole different discussion. Thoughts on this?
Okay, so this is in referring to the Python, which legitimately do not think I'm supposed to talk about. I haven't been asked personally, but when I asked about it to see if we could get one, because I didn't know when it was coming out, and I don't think Wilson knows either, but I know that like prototypes are circulating. I said how I found out about it, and then how I found out about it got completely shut down and deleted off the internet. So
Beckett,
I'm a
CCP.
Accidental rat. Yeah, because Wilson is a Chinese company, you know.
Might have to cut that.
I think that's fine. Anyway,
so we can't talk about this yet.
we're talking about it.
Oh,
Until
I
they
haven't
come
gotten
after
a
us
cease
with
and
a
desist
yet.
Okay.
Um,
So is this going to just kill the blade? Are they using it to replace
well, we
the
all
blade?
know I'm one of the OG blade
You
haters.
love the blade.
I invented not liking the blade, and then Carew copied me, didn't give me any credit. I was on this train way before all the pros were dumping it.
Are we beefing with Caruso?
Yeah, he doesn't reply to any of my DMs, and I've never seen him drive a manual transmission, despite going on Cars and Bids all
That's
the time,
true.
according to Trey.
That's true.
Does he live in Los Angeles where the traffic sucks? Yeah.
I would drive an automatic there, probably. I drive an automatic now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I daily a manual, unlike you.
Yeah, you're so manly. It's crazy. It's not like I had to teach you how.
No. Not at all.
Okay.
So I think if this racket doesn't have the gimmicky flex, which I don't think it does based on how much the pros like it, I would expect it to kill the blade. Hilariously, the blade has basically killed the pro staff.
Mm-hmm.
So the pro staff sounds like the next update is going to be end of life for it. That will be the last one that they make for 5 years, and then it's done. And then the blade is getting a new mold. So they've changed the mold on the blade for like the first time ever. It'll be a tapered beam, but it seems like it's going to be even more control oriented now. So if that really does happen, it's absolutely going to get crushed. Like, nobody else is having success with these thin beam frames anymore. Like, when was the last time you saw a Gravity Pro on court? Almost never. Phantoms are only for really specific players. VCore 95s even though they've really done a good job modernizing the beam, you're not seeing them. Prestiges, I don't ever see Prestiges. It's only blades that I see, and I see people leaving their blades day after day after day. So that was not really a question, but I agree with the statement.
Can you explain to me why the pros, because they kind of changed the game when they came in, those thin beams, everybody wanted to use them. Why are they not able to keep up with current technology with the thick beams? Because the thick beam, in my view, before was for beginners.
Yeah.
But now it's just the one you want. Because is it just because of the extra stability that the thick beam gives you?
So
and
you
power
get
and everything.
You get way more stability, way more power. Like, when you're looking at manufacturing a racket, the easiest way to increase the stiffness of the frame is by thickening the beam. And I'm not talking about RA necessarily in this case, because I think manufacturers have figured out how to create a soft spot so that these rackets measure as softer on the RA, but when you measure RA, it's only in one axis. It's one direction. There's so many other flex points on a frame, and that's what the thickening of the beam does. It stops it from twisting this way. Like, you haven't tried them as much, but when you try a 10, 15 years old racket and you hit it off center, it twists.
It 100% does.
Yeah.
But why are pro players, switching to these thicker beams now? Because they are.
Well, I think part of it is also...
Is it their egos have just been set aside and they're like, this is just the best racket?
I think there's like a lot of factors. How long of an answer should I ramble for?
Give me 15 seconds.
15 seconds? Because it's objectively better for winning points.
Thank you, Beckett.
You're welcome.
If you had talked any longer, I would have just slowly faded you out.
Understandable.
All right. Thank you for your question, J_W_16.
Oh, there's more questions.
Sean Rocks.
Sean Rocks, I believe, is a top. He's the funniest one, right?
Well, he's
the one who always says, "Oh yeah, it is. It is." He's my. Somebody asked me who my favorite member was.
It's Sean Rocks?
Yeah.
Wow. Sean Rocks, you didn't even ask who the favorite member was, but you got the answer. It's you, buddy.
Like,
hey, Sir Beckett the Wise.
He greets me like that in every comment.
I didn't know Sir Simon was fluent in Spanish. I'm not. When is the Pure Aero 98 review coming?
You are fluent in Spanish. Say Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Say taco.
Taco.
Pretty good. Okay. Pure Aero 98 review is not coming soon. I do not have one. I am on the list to get one. I have hit the prototype, but I'm not going to say anything about it until I'm allowed to. And from my understanding, the demos will ship in January for release in February.
That's a long time for me to not try this.
I'm surprised that it's being delayed. Like, I've found it used to be everything came out in January, and now it's like things are just randomly coming out.
Why don't they come out before Christmas? Come out before Christmas.
Because they want to release it with the Oz.
That makes sense. Moving on. Thank you for your question, Beckett's favorite viewer. Tamagan Bagel asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the VCore 100D? You answered this foolishly in the comments, knowing that we do a comment section.
I didn't know we did this.
I didn't know we'd get enough questions to justify it.
More questions.
Tamagon Bagel is a Yonex guy, but he's a sucker for 16x20s. He's also irrationally excited for the Ripcord XS, which I think we've fully sullied at this point, because he thinks it just needs a little tightening to balance out what it provided. He's working on his back end.
Tamagon Bagel is also like...
That's a great name.
He's a
what
great name, but
Tamagon a spice?
He could also be my favorite. After Kronrock, like Kronrocks, I love because he's just funny. Tamagon Bagel is a genuinely engaged viewer.
We've got a lot of engaged viewers.
I've made entire videos based off his suggestions in the past. And he knows it.
Okay. Well, that is a high honor for Tamagon Bagel. Do you think you'll hit more push-ups or volleys in 2026? Is neither an option for Beckett?
Wow. Well, if I get back to doing... Probably volleys.
Did you do any today?
Because I've been sick, so I've been like...
We've both been sick. I got Beckett sick. Allie got me sick.
Not getting over it fast. Like, today was another just out of nowhere. Like, I hack myself awake this morning for the first time. It's been 3
weeks for me, and I'm still not better. I still have a cough. But I'm going to try and do some push-ups. I did 10 today.
No, that's good. You have to tell me when you do them, and then I'll be reminded.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
okay, so how excited am I for the VCore 100D? Well, now that I've tried it, it's like my excitement is tapered a little bit. Even before, my excitement wasn't like super high because it's one string difference and then the balance is more headlight, which I've not been liking as much lately. I do think if anyone were to have an issue with the 100 normal, the D would address it, so that is good. I don't think... And then also to attack you a little bit, I don't think you should be excited about string patterns. I think focusing on any single spec misses the point, because it really is all about how it works together. I love the idea
Isn't
of
a
it.
16 by 20? That's kind of like a 5-cylinder. You know, you just don't see them, and then you get the little exhaust on it, little lead piece, and also brrrr, and you go, "Ooh, that's nice." That's what a 16 by 20 is. Come on.
Okay, 16 by 20s are good. And was there any? Oh, I'll probably hit more volleys because I think I'll go back to the Viet dubs once a week.
Oh, really? Once a week? Jesus. We need to play more volley games in 2026. We've let it go, and my volleys are in shambles right now. Last question from PT
Oh, this is
Tennis.
for you.
Can't believe Lerner Tien didn't make our discussion list. That's my bad.
That is because you're the Tien fan.
I like Tien, but I'm going to tell you why he didn't make my list in a second. I'm excited to see where he goes after his first title, in brackets, like Fonseca. I'm set on trying almost every release this year, the year of spin. I'd actually agree with that for strings and rackets. It feels like a very spin-heavy potential.
It'll be spinny.
Especially with the new Soldier string. Very spinny. Would love to be more consistent forehand and to make more of an aggressive approach shots in. Maybe add more pace to my second serve so it's not too easy to attack. Good luck on all those things, PT Tennis. As far as Lerner Tien goes, I am not ready to go all in on Lerner Tien yet. I think the main thing for me, and I'm sure you know this, his serve needs a ton of work, and we're seeing it as we speak in the next gen ATP finals. Where
is he doing that now?
He's doing it. That's happening right now. It's good tennis.
Okay, I'm surprised.
Blocks is playing.
I'm shocked that the next gen ATP final winners and general participants have genuinely well predicted future ability.
Why would that surprise you?
I just didn't.
It's not like it's like
junior,
14 years old people.
Junior
it's 20
Grand
and under.
Slams.
It's
don't.
20 and under.
These
are not junior Grand Slams.
I thought it was a glorified exhibition.
They're 20 and under. They're professionals. Like half of them have been playing on the tour for 4 years.
I admitted a vulnerability, and now you're attacking, and that's rude.
Well, I don't apologize. But anyways, Lerner Tien, he makes so many double faults. Like, if you look at his percentage of double faults compared to the rest of them, he's making, like, a ton, it feels like.
I got a question for the viewers. Actually, I know the answer, and we'll see if you know. Who is the greatest Asian tennis player server of all time? Because I feel like it's a bit of a thing that generally Asian serves kind of suck.
Is it because they're shorter?
I don't know. There's a correct answer, and it's like so not even close, but you probably don't realize.
Is it like the late 90s guy?
No.
Oh, it's the Chinese guy now. There's a Chinese guy. What's his name?
It's not.
This starts with a B. He's got a big serve.
It's not even close.
And there's a couple Chinese guys with good serves right now. And they're all pretty cool.
They're not even close to as good as this serve. That's the number one.
Are you thinking of Kyrgios?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you could...
He's Malaysian.
Oh. If you don't believe in the concept of immigration, I suppose he is.
He's Malaysian.
Racist.
I was counting... Are you counting Michael Chang as Asian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, he double faults a lot still. I know it's not like crazy, but then you list... I just, as an experiment, after looking at this, I just like randomized, clicked on stats for a couple of matches, and you see first serve percentages consistently hovering around 60%, which is not very high, not high enough, and then you look at percentage of first serves won, and it's like hovering around 50%. You look at percentage of second serves won, and it's below 50% for a lot of matches. Interestingly, he recently played Sinner and lost 6-2, 6-2 in a final. I'm trying to think of which one it was. I believe it was the China Open. And his second serve win percentage was like 65%, which was
That's
very
unusual for Sinner, especially.
But then he had like 8 or 10 double faults in that match, and his first serve win percentage was poor, and obviously he got broken a ton. But
I believe he was a blade user as well.
He has a lot of good things about him. I also think his game on the ground stroke side needs to continue to evolve. I think he has a very effective
Good counterpuncher.
Good counterpunching strategy, but he needs to, if he's going to continue developing in that sense, he needs to maybe add a little bit more heaviness to his shots, because he uses direction really well, but his depth is not super damaging. You see players consistently running around to their forehand side and getting back in control on rallies.
And he'll get to a point where he can't scramble at the same speed and intensity for...
Exactly. So when I look at a guy like Fonseca, who's his counterpart, who won the Next Gen Finals last year, he is... maybe he isn't as well-rounded. I don't think he certainly is. Lerner Tien is very well-rounded, except for that weak point on the serve. But Fonseca has tools to control rallies every single point. His serve is big, and his forehand is something that no one wants to hit to, and so they have to work around that. And he can use that to his advantage to close points in a much more impactful way. So right now, Fonseca, for me, is a little bit higher up.
Yeah, you're list. Like when I'm looking at players who I find exciting generally, who have a lot of potential. You're looking at what are the weapons that end points, and defensive capabilities. While they're critical to becoming world number one, you're not ending points and being efficient, and it's just not the way that you're going to rack up win after win after win if you're just grinding.
No. That's not to say I don't think he can do it. He just needs to continue.
We'd love him to do it.
I'd love him to do it. I think he's a cool player, and I love watching him because he's such a dog. Absolutely fights scrappy out there. That's all we got for you. That's a picture of him, and he looks good. Okay. I put some stats.
You put some stats.
He won a title in 2025, and he made the Beijing 500.
He's a pusher crusher.
In Beijing, he beat Med, Moose, Cabali, and Sarandolo. Those are 4 big wins in one tournament. So it's not like he's a scrub. I'm not saying he's a scrub. I'm just saying if he wants to get...
double faults if you're going after your second is like not that bad.
51% first serve percentage.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good enough, and he's going to need to work on that.
Oh, I added this.
Ooh,
I
the
quickly
battle
want
of
to
the
talk
sexes.
about the Battle of the Sexes, featuring a washed-up alcoholic against Sabalenka.
The queen.
Why
is this happening?
I don't really I guess it's
why
sort
is this
of
happening?
promotes.
And then why are they being so friendly about it? Obviously, they're getting some kind of bag for this, right?
Well, it's in Dubai.
Right, but why is Dubai doing it? Is it because they hate women and they just want to be like, haha, stupid number one woman loses to Kyrgios? Is that why they're doing it? What is the mission of the Battle of the Sexes? I cannot figure it out for the life of me, other than Kyrgios is, a pop culture figure in tennis, and Sabalenka is the number one woman, and they want to embarrass women's tennis. I guess.
Like Coco Gauff has too much self-respect to participate in this, and because I would say she's like the number one personality on the WTA.
Sure,
she could also be Sab,
but Sab is the number one player. Like, it's crazy that they got her to do this to me. It doesn't make any sense.
But she's also in it for the memes. It might have been her idea.
And they're so friendly. It kind of annoys me. I wish there was more acronymity.
Yeah,
because why else would we do this?
Like who?
They're doing TikToks.
What are
I hate Sabalenka's TikToks.
Yeah, they bad.
Drive me nuts.
But there are no. What are of the outcomes that happens? She wins. It's close. She destroys him. He wins. It's close. Or he destroys her. Nobody learns anything. For tennis? Yeah, because no one's gonna watch it. It's probably gonna be like
if
impossible
Sabalenka
to
does
find.
Beat him, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, but the fact that she's got a smaller court, like he's got to hit into a smaller court. So like the fact that they've handicapped her already makes her victories harder to
I think
accept.
Kyrgios has been very friendly. He's been I'll do the TikTok dance with you, Sabalenka. I think if she beats him, he is going to be so mad.
But he'll tank it so hard.
Because he's been doing this whole, I'm this reformed guy, I'm a sad
Which
boy.
is a lie.
And then he's going on Twitter and he's blasting people and like calling 14-year-olds pigs for taking pictures with Sinner. Whatever. He's an absolute... I'm over Kyrgios.
Who isn't at this point?
I think, and he's been doing this, I'm friends with, I'm an ally, blah, blah, blah.
Kyrgios was Trey's hero for a minute.
I get it, though, because, at times, he has been a very compelling guy.
But
I really
now
liked him
it's
at times, but now it's just so forced, and it feels like he is a reality TV star.
Yeah, he needs to get on The View.
Yeah, he does. He's just like it's really weird. A lot of what he's doing is obviously manufactured to get reactions, including this. I hope he loses. That's what I'm going to say. Sabalenka, I'll watch you on mute any day. And I hope you do well.
That's it for this TennPod. Leave your questions for next time below. Simon, you've all motivated Simon to make more frequent pods.
People watched. You got to give the people what they want. Until you stop watching, we'll keep this going. Thank you so much. It really means the world. Goodbye.